अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, स्टार एशिया न्यूज़ स्पेशल प्रोग्राम के साथ मैं हूं कुरतुलैन खटक। आज जिस शख्सियत का हम इंटरव्यू करने जा रहे हैं उनका ताल्लुक़ तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया से है, लेकिन वो पाकिस्तान में एनर्जी प्रोजेक्ट पर काम कर रहे हैं और पिछले 4 साल से वो पाकिस्तान में मुकीम है। उनसे आज हम इस मौजू पर मुख्तलिफ़ किस्म के सवालात करेंगे जो कि आपके लिए यकीनन कारआमद साबित होंगे। वेलकम सर टू आवर प्रोग्राम।
Thank you.
Okay, sir, first question I would like to put is that which project are you here for in Pakistan?
Okay. As you're aware, the Pakistan distribution system is highly overloaded and it's old. So the project here is an 820 million ADB loan which aims to redress the problems in the system. In other words, to upgrade the existing system and replace the old and outdated equipment with new equipment. So that by the time that you get the additional power required, the distribution system in the 8 distribution companies should hopefully be able to supply uninterrupted power to the existing
It is mainly
companies.
about the distribution of energy to all the cities of the country.
That is correct. Yes, the 8 distribution companies right across the country.
All right. And this project is starting from where about?
It started about 6 years ago. We took over the project in 2012. Right. We are actually dealing just on the distribution side. So this is for HESCO, PESCO, KESCO, LESCO, IESCO, MEPCO, Peshawar and FESCO. So these are the 8 distribution companies where we were working with.
All right. When you were coming to Pakistan, what were you feeling like? Were you okay with this, or you were
Yes,
a little bit afraid of coming?
No, I guess I was a little bit apprehensive, but I have been here before in 2008, so I was already spent some months here. I was probably more apprehensive about the project than coming to the country.
How did you find the stay in Pakistan?
I've had probably 99% lovely experiences here. Right? I've been very comfortable. The people have been very, very friendly, and I haven't been worried about my security. But so things have gone very well as far as I'm
As
concerned.
Pakistan is known as the unsecured land of the world.
Yes,
So
and
you did not find such.
no, but unfortunately, it's the same for wherever you go. It's the headlines, the sensational headlines. They give people the perception that this is totally unsafe all over the place. Sure, there are issues, but I've never encountered anything that has made me frightened.
So what is the perception of your people about Pakistan?
Well, the Australian perception would be fairly negative, again because they are not exposed to the general day-to-day things which in reality happen. You get the sensational lines and I mean the very tragic incidents that happen. I recall the school in Peshawar. These are the things that people get the impression of that it's unsafe. I think the other issue there is that we have a travel warning for Pakistan that says reconsider your need to travel.
It is also because of security, isn't it?
It is cited as security, yes. They cite problems like kidnapping, terrorism, these things here. Just be careful, avoid the malls and things like this. So it's a case of, they're saying unless you have to go, there's a strong warning to say don't go.
Okay, you have stayed here for 4 years now.
Yeah, yes.
Then did you find such circumstances here as media displays or media?
Well, you know, the media covers everything, and I read about it. I mean, I was very, very sad about the events that happened. For instance, the bomb here at the park over Easter, the children. It's upsetting that it appears so senseless, but this is not everybody in Pakistan. It's a very small minority, as I see it, that gives the general impression of the whole country being like that.
You move freely in the area?
I've moved freely. I've heard first few years I've gone everywhere without a driver. Now I do have a driver, but I still many times I will drive myself, and I'm not concerned.
Do you face a problem in communicating with people here?
No, that's definitely not. Particularly on the professional side, everybody speaks a very, very good English. So there's no problem in communicating. Occasionally have to slow down. Australians speak a little bit fast. So when you see the eyebrows go up, I say, okay, I'll slow down. And where the only person I think I have a little bit of problems with my maid, she speaks no English, so we communicate via cell phone. Where it's absolutely necessary, her son translates.
When you move around in market or some other places, when you go outside your residence,
Yeah.
there you feel any communication problem?
No.
Because they are the laymen and they do not know about English.
I find, no, I disagree. I found that most of the people speak English. There's very few I've come across who speak none. Right? Policemen, it might be the exception. Right?
Okay, when you were coming to Pakistan, especially your friends and family, did they stop you from coming here?
No.
Did they make you scared? Why are you going there?
No. I think of late when I've returned home, there have been some concerns raised about coming back again, but nobody tried to stop me coming here.
You want your family or friends to visit Pakistan?
My family has been here. It's very difficult to try and tell them that something different, because you have got beautiful countryside. Up in the northern areas in particular, you could imagine almost that you're in Europe. It is beautiful. I've been so impressed with what I've seen. I would still like to see more.
Besides this 5-year energy project,
Yeah.
do your country have any other projects in Pakistan, or they are planning for some other projects on education or on other levels?
The Australian government, I know, is extremely interested in raising the level of education. It is looking at other areas, improving the profitability of farmers, increasing the infrastructure, the transport, and particularly I know on the policy side. There's also, I think the current High Commission is very interested in promoting gender equality. This is something very close to her heart. Well, the Australian universities, because they require a lot of self-funding, they promote very heavily to bring overseas students into Australia.
Pakistani students are very much willing to go to Australia for their studies.
Yeah.
Then can they get visas easily for them?
Look, I don't know. I can't really answer that question. I do know the Australian government does promote the student visas, but to what extent, I'm not qualified to answer that.
Okay. Have you visited the tourist points in Pakistan?
Yes, well, the few areas that I mentioned is, first of all, it's been a beautiful trip up to Naran, Karan. Absolutely stunning. The whole area there between Abbottabad and Murray, and of course in the Murray area. And then the one very striking tour I had was a day walk through the city of Lahore. It was a foot trip with an excellent guide. He spoke good English, knew his history. It was very interesting, going through the markets, going through the fort, beautiful mosques down there. It was very interesting because he brought the history.
You visited the historical places of Lahore as well?
Yes, yeah.
How did you find these places?
Stunning, absolutely stunning. Because you got the history, as well as they've been very well preserved. And I really recommend that somebody does the same. Do a day-long walk. You don't want to go bus. It's terrific.
What would you say about the tourism industry in Pakistan? Can it be established very well?
I think it's going to be a very difficult time. It's because of the negative publicity, and there are not a lot of established tours set up. There's a lot of interest in Kashmir, but outside of that, there's very little interest and very little promotion.
Okay, what similarities or differences between Australia and Pakistan do you find?
The similarities are not so many. There's a very big chasm. Probably the thing that I find is everybody here is fairly, the guys anyway, are sports mad, and Australians are also very, very sport. But the differences are vast. I think because of the culture, there are a lot of things. I mean, I admire the fact that the Pakistan people take their religion very seriously, as opposed to the, I think, a slack attitude that we have in Australia. It's admirable. The other part of it is, which I find so beautiful through there, you have a very charitable outlook to others, to the poor. And you don't see, for instance, like in India, people camping in tents up and down the hundreds of miles of roads. There's this, I see this charitable attitude towards other people. Now, I'd love to give you I've had a wonderful experience here. Not so long ago, I was stranded. I came back from Islamabad. I had left my wallet behind. I got to a petrol station, so I had no money, no credit cards, and no petrol. Looking around the car, a total stranger came up to me and said, "Look, what's happened? You're in trouble. I can see it." I said, "Yes." I said, "I've left my wallet behind. I have no credit cards." He said, "Don't worry. I will fill up the car and I'll give you 1,000 rupees to get you home." And I said, "Yeah, okay, please." I said, "Thank you very much. Please give me your name and phone number." And I handed him my cell phone, I had an iPhone. "Please take this as security so that I will give you the money back." No, no, no. Don't you worry. You don't even have to give the money back. Now, this would never happen to me anywhere. And this is a memory I will take away with me as one of the nicest things that has ever happened to me anywhere.
So you are having many good experiences in Pakistan, and you are taking back good and positive things to your country.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Where do you see Pakistan after the completion of CPEC project, which is between Pakistan and China?
I see, to my mind, and as I interpret it, I see a very, very big economic advancement, because this corridor, one of the things that you need badly is the transport links between the various parts of the country, also the capacity to export and import. And I think that this very big investment with the Chinese here is going to drastically increase the access for Pakistan as well as the Chinese to the rest of the world. It can only lead to a very, very big improvement in your standard of living here. Yeah.
ऑलराइट, नाज़रीन एक छोटा सा ब्रेक लेते हैं, उसके बाद गुफ्तगू को यहीं से शुरू करेंगे। मिस्टर रॉबर्ट हमारे साथ हैं, आप भी हमारे साथ रहिए।